Hi, my name is Karen Ford, and I'm the host of the Sci-Fi Zone, where we discuss anything and everything that's sci-fi and geek related here in Newfoundland, Labrador. Welcome back, and I'd like to say thank you for joining us today, Peggy.
My pleasure, Karen.
So you act as Sa'Tar,
I do. I act as Sa'Tar.
and what exactly is Sa'Tar? Like what character?
You may be able to tell from looking at my ears. So Sa'Tar is a Vulcan, and as you said, it's a web series based on Star Trek, and but it's original scripts, and we are do a number of different short-ish episodes, I guess. So anyway, I'm the Vulcan, so I'm the smart one with no emotion. So yeah.
You must find it hard not to smile and laugh, though.
It's really hard to go from me, because I usually am laughing a fair amount, and then trying to be Sa'Tar and very serious like this. Yep. And I should say, I don't have my wig on right now because I wanted you to see my ears, but normally I would be wearing this black wig and the ears would just be pointing through, and then you have to try and get in character and have a certain demeanor, and of course Vulcans don't have any emotion. I don't think my parents, one of them was an Earthling, I'm not sure, but anyway, as far as I know, I have none of those emotions at all, so yeah, no smiling or emotions, so yeah.
So how did you get involved into the show?
Well, I'm a big Star Trek fan. I was a little kid when the original series was first aired, and there were 2 TV channels, so you didn't have as much choice, and I really got into Star Trek at the time. And then I guess the reason I'm involved in this is that I'm involved with Sci-Fi on the Rock, the science fiction fantasy convention that we hold here in St. John's, and because I know Darren Hand, who co-founded Sci-Fi on the Rock, and because I've worked with that, I knew Darren, and this is Darren's creation, this series, and he asked me to be involved in it, and I guess he asked me to be the Vulcan because he probably remembered that Spock was my favorite character, I'm not sure, so from the original series, so I think that was why.
Yeah. How do you like doing the acting bit? Is it something that's coming natural to you, or are you working at it, or do you find yourself making a lot of bloopers, or?
Yeah, well, I thankfully don't have too much dialogue, but not having any training or whatever, it's kind of you hope you're doing a good job, but you're not really sure, because honestly, even if you've only got 2 or 3 lines, there's hundreds of ways you could say them.
Yeah.
And it's hard to know what's the best way, and so you kind of have to read the script and just try and fit it in there. So I guess I'm not really answering your question, because it's kind of hard to know. So I'm getting more comfortable with it as time goes on.
Yes, well, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, because we've done 3 other little fan films as well that Darren's produced. So this is the 4th thing now. So it's getting more comfortable. It's certainly, you're never really sure when you've had no training and so on. So.
And you're playing the same character in all shows?
No, the other ones, the first one we did was a Star Wars, based on Star Wars. The second one was based on Stargate. And then last year we did a parody of supposedly the worst film ever made, which was Plan 9 from Outer Space. So Darren wrote one, Plan 9.5 from Outer Space. So they've all been different, so I've had different characters in each one. So this is my first emotionless Vulcan character, yeah. So
very good.
Yeah. So.
And so, what do you like most about doing the movies itself?
I think it's having loved the shows so much, whether it's Stargate or Star Trek or whatever, and actually now sort of feeling like you're part of it and actually being a Vulcan. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
When we did the Stargate, film, I got to be Sam Carter, and we actually had a Stargate and made of styrofoam 18 feet high, and
I still got a piece of that house.
have you? Okay. And if you have a good imagination and you love sci-fi and so on, it's just fabulous. It's so much fun to be working with everyone else. And even the technical stuff that you learn,
Yeah.
it's amazing how much time it takes to set up a shot or a
Yes.
scene, and how I'm here playing with the wig, sorry. If you just say, for example, there's a camera, I'm looking straight at the camera now, and I'm saying something, and then the next second, the camera's from a different angle, but it's the same thing. Like, you got to remember, were you looking up, or were you looking down, or exactly how did you have your eyebrow, or
Okay.
it's really interesting. There's a lot more to it than you think, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's like it gives you a better appreciation for the actual actors that's out there doing the films and doing the TV
Absolutely.
shows. Like knowing,
Yeah.
okay, well, we only put in so many hours because
Yeah.
I was in the Stargate movie Witches.
Yes.
And I mean, you only get so many hours for maybe a couple weekends here or there, but they're doing that
Yeah.
continually for like
Full time.
14,
I know.
12,
Yeah.
14, 16 hours a day sometimes. And it's like
exactly.
it gives you a really big appreciation for what they do just to give us the entertainment that we want.
Yep.
Right.
I know. Like I said, there's a lot more to it than you would ever imagine.
Yeah, it's just not
actually.
standing up,
Yeah.
saying line and
Yep.
see
Not
you
at
later,
all.
yeah.
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Not at all. No.
So, when you did your mirrors, how long did it take them?
Well, they're actually a gelatin mold, or I don't know if it's gelatin, but it's a mold. So they're not permanently attached, but they're not permanent either. So if I went and had a shower, they would sort of dissolve. So
Okay.
they have the mold already. So that took a certain length of time. But now that they have the mold, it doesn't take too long to make them.
Okay.
And then they just glue them on, and they're kind of white when they're glued on, and then they just paint them to match
Okay.
the skin tone. So probably an hour maybe.
Okay. Which is
Yeah.
a lot-
Once I sit in the chair.
Which is a
and
lot
they put
better
them
than
on.
the original Star Trek when they said it took them 4 or 5 hours
Exactly.
just to do the ears for Spock
Yep.
itself.
So we've
Yeah.
come away since then, exactly.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, I want to thank Peggy for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thank you.
And if you have any comments or concerns or questions, you can always contact us at the sci-fi zone at gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, and you can also nab me on Twitter at KarenFord1. Thanks for watching.